Hi, I'm MTG, and welcome to my channel where I waste my wild cards on meme decks so you don't have to. And today we're going to be checking out a really interesting mono black commander that I was kind of, on the fence about whether or not I felt it was worth it to build anything for it just because of the CMC cost, but also is its ability good enough to build around and does it pay off compared to like maybe running with Nightmare Shepherd? So, with no further ado, let's just jump on in and I'll see you in a second. Alright, here's our commander. I'm really excited to try this one out because I was really interested in them. I was a little concerned just because the CMC being 5 is pretty high, especially if we're in arena where we don't necessarily have as good like ramp source or like the best mana rocks to kind of help us get to casting this. But I think like the ceiling can be pretty high if we can get to this commander to cast it. And so part of that is because, one, it's a flyer and it's a 5/4 in the air, so that alone is a pretty hefty body that shouldn't be underestimated. But the thing that makes this commander really cool is whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may pay 2 life and exile it if you do create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 and has toxic. So we're not really paying attention to the toxic part in this deck, because what I think is actually important is kind of having a similar Nightmare Shepherd effect, which I actually didn't put in, this deck overall, which wouldn't hurt to have because it's always nice to have like a secondary commander effect. But overall, I think like just having that in the command zone is really powerful. And again, it's a bigger creature than Nightmare Shepherd as well. So I think this was just like a really fun experiment to have. But what we're kind of looking for here is getting the most benefit that we can from our commander's ability. So with that, we want sack outlets and then creatures that have good ETB effects or care about other creatures entering the battlefield. So for example, Ayara, First of Locthwain, is going to give us additional drain because those tokens that they're creating are likely going to be, the black creatures that we have in this deck, which is going to contribute to the drain ability that we want out of Ayara. And the other thing is she is also a sack outlet, so if we want to double up on things like Gonti's ETB, we can sack it and then get, a copy of it and maybe card draw if we have like Ayara out. And then our commander's ability is the thing that's going to be making the copy of Gonti to get that second ETB trigger that we want. So some ideas that I had for kind of contributing to sack outlets, because I really like free sack outlets, because you never know if you need to use all your manas, especially in this color where we're not necessarily having the strongest ramp in the world to keep up with everyone else. So I think Woe Strider is honestly one of the best creatures to, use for a sack outlet. And part of this too is it can bring itself back with, exile. But if we really needed it like right away back, we have, our commander that can make a copy of it and it'll ETB with making another little goat friend. So other things that we have to kind of help us with sacrificing stuff, we do have like Phyrexian Tower in this deck. Yawgmoth would be really good too, but I didn't put Yawgmoth in here because I was wanting to experiment with some other newer cards. But I put stuff like Fleshbag effects, so like Demon Disciple, Fleshbag Marauder, those other ones like Gravelighter, where we bring a creature in, they die, and then if we sack them, we could potentially double up on kills that happen. And if we have things like Bastion Remembrance or Blood Artist out, we're going to be doing potentially additional drain damage there. So we just have kind of like synergies like that. Again, Bastion Remembrance, if any of our stuff dies, which we kind of don't care if it does or want it to, then we're going to get, drain effects going. Same here with Vron. Vron's okay so far, I think. It's not as good as Blood Artist because it's only when a creature dies, but I think this will just stack up with everything else, plus the art looks really cool. And then of course we have Blood Artist. So that's kind of the idea overall of the deck. I did mention a few cards that probably would make this even better, but I had a lot of success with this deck and pretty much only lost to like S tier decks or like people comboing off. So that makes me feel pretty good if that's pretty much what's beating this deck. So anyways, I'll stop rambling and let's go see it in action. I'll see you out there. Alright, Traxa. I will keep. Put thing down to... Oh, sweet. Okay, so we can just do this. Probably put Relic of Legends in next. And I think we could probably Environmental Science. Is that legendary? Yeah. Oh, It always makes me so nervous, even though I didn't like they had a mana tithe or something. Whenever it just freezes like that, and I know it's a setting you can do in Arena, but every time I think it's a counter spell, even if it makes no sense. Okay, mana fixing, so we're gonna put you in. Let's put you in. And bonk for 2. And we have a way to blow up Atraxa too when it hits the board. I think it'll hit the board next turn, so they'll get some card advantage from that as well. Okay, put you in. Then let's go ahead and attack. We got some decent punches in before Atraxa hit the battlefield, which always makes me feel good. Oh. Okay. We can blow up that. Because we actually don't want that in our life. Probably have attacked first. Don't sequence like that at home, friends. We'll draw 2. Okay, let's do this. And hopefully we can win through Drain, which is the name of the game. And go ahead and attack. Boom. Well, I guess technically name of the game. Ooh, who do you want to put this to? Is it Commander? Okay. Maybe I should have left that up for Aera to eat the Felsteiner. I don't know. I feel like we might need the Felsteiner to hit face. So we can also put Massacre Worm in, drain them for 1 with Aera, and then attack. And I think that'll be lethal no matter what, because I think they'll have to block this. Dies, drains them, and then they would lose another 2 life from Massacre Worm. And if they wipe the board right now, our commander's out, so we could make copies of all of these right now. Drain extra. Yeah, so if they wipe the board, I think they're gonna die because of Aera if I make a copy. Oh dang, or that happens. Heckin' nice. Go ahead and let's hold her back. We'll attack here. And then let's put you in. Drain some more. And then I think our girl's hungry, so she'll sack this dude. Draw some cards. Take action. Made a copy, drain some more. And we just drew a lot of lands. That's not the end of the world. Yep. Okay. I think same game plan as before too, where we will put in Massacre Worm. Try to do the last little bit of damage on them. I think they're trying to do like Super Friends too. And we have 2 sources of drain here. Okay, so they are board wiping. I'll still make copies with my commander's ability. So take action. Take action. It should have let me pick the turn order. Sack you. See, it should have let Aera come in first, because if Aera came in first, we'd be doing a lot more to them right now. Oh, that's brutal. And we had so much life gain. Man, our commander was nice. I think in paper I could have turn ordered that where Ayara came in first, and then she would have gotten that actual like extra 2 drain damage in. So it's a little sad that Arena doesn't let us do that. So I think we can just win through the drain with Ayara's triggers though now. Let's put this in. Into his battlefield. Okay. GG's! Go Shintai. This is probably my least favorite commander because I keep getting queued across like with it and it just kind of gets boring after a while. Keeping the hand because we got this dude, Botnu, and then a good turn 4. So hopefully drain them a lot before they get like either the discard, shrine, or their own drain effects going. Hard to go around with trying to be aggressive and, you know, as soon as possible against Go Shintai. So we'll still put this in, make our spells a little cheaper, attack for 2, and then probably double up. Yeah, maybe double up on the drain here too. Let's try to get our commander in actually. So we'll do this because it's cheaper now. And then that way, if stuff dies, we can start making like copies of it by paying 2 life. And we'll go ahead and attack. I always see like whenever I play a new commander, the opponent just starts like hovering over reading what the card does. Value. Okay, let's start with probably want card draw, so let's put you into play. We're gonna take a little bit of life here because basically the goal here is we create a copy of Felsteiner. When we make it exploit itself, make a copy of it, I think, have it exploit again, or at least that's what I'm envisioning here, and then we'll gain some life back though with these 2 out. So again, exploiting this dude, get a trigger, so we'll let ourselves draw. So I think we take 6 damage, gain 4 life, or 3 life actually, because, so net about 3 life lost here, I think. So do it again. So draw 4 cards. Sweet. Drop you into play, and then let's get Gonti in. Man, that was sweet with our commander. We got a lot of card draw there. And then, because we're gaining so much life. Ooh, let's take farewell from them. We don't want them to have that. And let's go ahead and attack in the air for 5. The fact that our commander is a 5/4 is really nice too. And the fact that they have flying is even better. Yeah, this has been sweet. Yeah, okay. GG's opponent. We got a lot of value from our commander there. Okay, we have Vivian. Planeswalker. I like this a lot. This is gonna be super sweet for us. Like, punchy punch right off the bat. I like it, because she's gonna drain a lot with these tokens coming in. So hopefully they don't have a way, oh my gosh. Hopefully they don't have a way to deal with Jadar, so we can at least get some serious drain going on here with her commander. Or not her commander, Ayara, and our commander can also do work too with these. Drop you, drop you. Go ahead and attack. Oop. dies. New one comes in. Drain. Woo, the synergy there. And Chupacabra can deal with that. And we even got a board wipe. We are sitting cozy here, I tell ya. Yep. And I think... I see the emotes. What do you have? That's a good one. I don't know. I always feel like sometimes emotes can be a little mean, potentially. I just don't want to like rub anything in people's faces, you know? We'll sack you. Oh, and okay. Well, we just had a really solid start. So it's gonna be toxic infect kind of stuffs. Well, I'm gonna keep this because we have Thrawn, Kaya's ghost form. Hello! Put you into play. Organize our manas here. And our turn to play. Put you in. Ooh, sweet. I like it when we have Ayara. She'll go in next. Okay. We will put you into play. Oh, we can't do that because we needed our third one. Decisions. I think we actually want to kill that friend. And let's just put Kaya's ghost form on this buddy. Oh, we can't. Phyrexian Tower messes me up every time. It feels like this would tap for black mana without having to sacrifice anything to it. And then having the highlights and stuff messes me up too. That's kind of funny. Okay. 1000 dagger. I actually would love that because it gives me ramp. Thank you kindly. Oh. Sweet. Yeah. Auto pay. We'll sack you. I love having sack fodder. This thing I'm going to blow up because it gives protection to other things and it can really, really snowball. And then we'll attack. Sweet. And then next turn we'll try to get Ayara down. And this ghost form probably on the Cavalier of Night. Or actually no, we can't do that because... Oh, now we can. Sweet. So we'll do this. And maybe we actually want to put this on Ayara because she is a pretty big win con for us. And I don't think they're going to block this Cavalier of Night because they obviously want that Gix. Bonk. Okay. Kaya's ghost form is so clutch because even if they get exiled, they still come back. So it's just really nice to protect against like swords or anything like that. Can't be blocked. Nice. That's pretty sweet. They have one card in hand. Could it be a board wipe? And they threw that into the bin. Yep. Okay. Let's sack Cavalier of Night. Because we'll still have Kaya. And then we get our drain damage. Or Kaya's ghost form. Yeah, she comes back. Drain for another one. Good times. Okay. I'm gonna put the commander in. Draining people. And then attack. Bonk. Okay. And if they blow up our board again, we can at least make copies, or like exile Yara and make a copy of her, which is gonna be sweet. And I think because we'll probably want another flyer to just hit face, I'm gonna put Junji into play. And if we run into issues, we can then do Clattering Auger and Fellsteamer. They're so close. Maybe... Actually, what I probably should have done was doing the Fellsteamer Clattering Auger, so then that way we'd have gotten the drain and then bonked in the air and not have to worry about anything. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay regardless here, because they're not going to be able to do anything. Even if they do board wipe, it'll still kill them. Because one, we have Junji, and we have Ayara out. Hit the record button late. We will keep this hand. Oh, we're doing Morrowind as well. She's tapped for a heck of a lot of mana with elves. Though I did see like a non-elf version of her before, which I thought was really interesting. Dropping you, putting you into play, cause I like card draw. Probably do Relic next, because again, we're ramping. Okay, Metallic Mimic is very good. Yeah, we'll put you in, and we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 manas. Probably put AR in. Or do we want to put our commander in? We might actually want to do our commander first. Oh, we also have Meat Hook. Yeah, kind of gives me more incentive to go with the commander first. Oh, wait, cancel, because we'll have to tap them. So we'll lose a blocker. Yeah, I think we're going to do this and then maybe do like a Meat Hook Massacre before Morrowind gets too big. War Master is very good. Hopefully they can't play another elf, because then that'll make it tough for our commander to survive this Meat Hook Massacre. Don't play another elf. Do not do it. I would prefer if you didn't. Darn it. Ugh. Okay. Woo! We might not even be able to Meat Hook anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I don't think we can do it to kill everything. Yeah, I don't think we can do it for 7. Yeah, we don't have enough mana for that. We can do it for 4 though. Something, and then we could maybe get Fellsteamer down too. Thanks. It's not my greatest moment that I've ever been happy about, but blow up the meat hook, or okay, relic. Makes sense. Yeah, we're definitely gonna get hit for like a lot, unless they have more that they want to jump out of their hand. But I think we're getting hit for 8. Yeah. So I think this Death Toucher. Oh, that's not gonna help us. Because we want Felsteiner to stay alive. Oh shoot. Okay. Or I accidentally play it. Yep, we have to do that. Draw 2 cards. Draw. Put you into play. Put you into play. And then take a lot of damage, I guess. I guess what we can do is, oh boy, I don't know. She's probably gonna die. Ooh. Okay. Oh, thank God. Let's do this. And put you into play as a land. And I just don't want them to get the advantage of all that mana. So I'm gonna kill them now. Okay. And let's put this onto... Oh, we don't want to do that because we're gonna have to sacrifice something. Okay. This Phyrexian Tower is throwing me off. Okay, so they got her. And I guess if anything else is on the stack, I'm gonna blow her up. Okay, there's not. Well, we hit our board. Wait, now. Let's destroy her. I think sometimes people like will accidentally misclick through that too. So we'll equip that to Draugr. And let's go ahead and attack. We'll leave Ayara up just in case we need to like sacrifice something. For like card draw, like if Draugr dies somehow. Okay, and then I think next turn we'll be doing better if we can get our commander into play. Maybe it was a bit risky too, like if they have any hasty effects. Not leaving space for a blocker here. Because yeah, it'll just pretty much be like an explosive haste effect that'll really hurt us. Okay. So we have to block here. Okay, let's start with you. We'll sack Demon's Disciple. And let's cast them. Castle Lockthwain. And we'll go ahead and attack. Again, kind of risky, because we're hoping they don't have like removal, especially if they have like hasty effects. Okay, so they're bringing their commander back down. And let's get our commander into play. Let's go ahead and attack. Ooh, ooh, woo! GG's. That was a little nerve-wracking here for me. We've got Eternal Kefnet. Okay. I like this because we have Augur and then I don't know, some cards that I haven't really played with yet. Specifically, Noxious Gearhulk or this Ancient Brass Dragon. But I also just like our mana base for all this too. It's be nice. And we have protection from blue, so whenever I see that kind of sword, it's huge. Okay, sweet. I was kind of hoping they would tap out. I'm a little nervous putting this into play because if they have like an offer you can't refuse, it's gonna get countered. Okay, resolved. Sweet. I love trolley win cons. Especially if we just start milling them for a lot. Okay, got Eternal. Ah, yeah. Oh, even better. Okay, first we're gonna... Do I do the greed or do I do the smart play? I think the smart play is putting Gravelighter in, and then we can do the silly sword shenanigans. So we'll sack you. Probably should have sacked the Clattering Knocker, but I like the idea because it's funny to me if we do Sword of Body in Mind on the Clattering Knocker, and that's like our win con there. Ooh, okay. So power 9, I think they get access to like the OG Moxes that were banned in Commander. Okay, so let's put this on you. Again, I think this is hilarious, and that's my main reason why I'm doing this. Clattering Knocker with Sword of Body in Mind is too funny. Because now they can't really do much, because it's got protection from blue. And it's got Toxic. Oh, and they countered the ability. Nice. We do need one more mana so we can at least put in like a flyer like our commander. We'll see. We'll see if we lose to like 1,000,000 extra turns here. Yep, here's another extra turn. That was such a surprise. Why? Why did they print extra turn spells? That's all I want to know. Alright. I'm kind of curious, were extra turn spells like a viable strategy like back in old standard days, or... Let's destroy this fool, because they get a lot of value out of them. Unless they're going to counter it. Dang! Dang! That hurt. Spicy. They ruined our fun. Oh, I thought that said take 3 extra turns for a second. I was like, what did they print that card? You know, again, if you lose to your opponent taking 5,000 extra turns, it's not a bad day. Okay, land drop. Let's go for it. It resolves. Get this bird out of the sky. Tired of you conjuring up power 9 cards. And someday we'll get another land drop. And then put maybe Drana. Or actually our commander. Let's do our commander. Look at all this mana. What the heck? Arena? I'm pretty sure we have like 38 lands in our deck. I don't quite remember the exact amount I put in. Arena. Arena. Give us another land drop. Okay. Oh my god, if they do like the Paradox Engine Infinite combo with Tomb of the Infinite, that's like my least favorite one. Because it's just, oh, yes! It's just like all random chance. Let's see if we can get our commander into play. Then I want to put Jana in and then just have it get countered. Okay. Someday we'll be able to play Magic. Today is not that day. Alright. Extra turns, power 9 cards. Look at this. Look what Alchemy did. I think what makes it really hard too is like with all the mechanics like that. It makes it difficult to have an idea of like what your opponent may have and to play around stuff, because if like I don't know what they're getting. See, that's not even in their color combo, so like I think that kind of goes against the appeal of like in my opinion, like Historic Brawl, because I think like Historic Brawl is kind of like the digital version in a lot of ways of like Commander. So like at least in Commander you're like, okay, I can anticipate this type of removal, but if you're allowed to like get anything out of the game in any kind of like color combination, it's really like kind of a bad play experience for like anyone going up against that, because it's like, how am I supposed to like anticipate stuff, because then there's just like tons of randomness to it, and having access to removal like that you normally wouldn't in games I think is a little frustrating, because again it makes it like a weird play experience. I'm sticking to my Clattering Augur plan of winning with them. Because I think they're just trying to, yeah, extra turn. Oh man. I mean, what they're doing is pretty sweet. I just think, again, it's like, do they need access to Swords to Plowshare or Dark Ritual or anything like that? Because I think the main combo that I see here is usually with like Paradox Engine, and then what's really annoying with like Paradox Engine and Tomb of Infinite is they just like kind of have to keep randomly spinning to win, so it's kind of like one of those infinite combos that doesn't really have like a clear end to like what they're trying to do. See, and then they can just keep, oh my god, how many extra turns are they at now? So they copied this one, I think they're at 4. So if they don't win, they gotta fix their deck. They can't win with, because they took an extra turn earlier. And they have access to Duress. Again, like another card that, a Black Lotus. Like what? Okay, another extra turn, so they're on turn 2, I think. And I think they have 3 more extra turns after this. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this is like not a necessary thing that you can do in Alchemy. Like, I get it's not supposed to be Commander, but again, it makes a really bad play experience for anyone going up against this opponent. Because like, I'm not even playing the game right now. It's just them. And then again, they got access to like swords, which really hurt me because I might have had a chance to come back a bit here. And I'm not trying to be like salty or anything. I'm just saying from like, I think this is why like a lot of people don't like Alchemy at all. Because it just ruins the play experience that I think Magic is supposed to be, because like if you can't strategize or anticipate like what your opponent has, because it's breaking the rules. And some Magic cards like that I think kind of break the outside of like the traditional rules of like Thassa's Oracle, where it's like if you meet these conditions you win the game, but at least you know like, okay, what those conditions are and like what you're trying to accomplish with the threats that are there, like how to anticipate like what's going on. But when you break the rules where it's like this person can get any access to like all kinds of different spells outside of their commander's color identity, that breaks kind of the puzzle that I think like Commander is supposed to be. So I don't know, or not Commander, but like Historic Brawl, like why people even play this format. That's my rant. Feel free to disagree with me, but I am probably going to scoop here because I want to save my time and the opponent's obviously winning. So good game. Alright, I hope you had fun. I know I did, and I was actually pretty surprised with the performance of some of these cards and how well they just all synergize. Like, I wasn't really sure how I felt about Brawl, but the fact that it's a legendary creature can synergize really well with stuff like Relic Legends or anything else that cares about like legendary creatures. So this actually ended up being a pretty decent ad. And then some of our fun like Felsteiner tricks where we're like drawing 4 cards because our commander is able to like exile it and make a copy of it. It was pretty sweet. I think MVP definitely goes to Ayara though because of the tokens and just like adding the additional drain effects, but then we also had a card draw source. But really that drain was huge for kind of like creating an equal balance of like, okay, we're paying 2 life, but it doesn't really matter because we gained so much life from like Ayara. And I think Bastion Remembrance is like that too. Again, we gained a ton of life, especially if these 2 were out on the board at the same time. So overall, I think just having life gain is going to be a really key part of success for this deck, but specifically with stuff that helps like drain effects. So making sure your opponents lose life if you're gaining life and stuff. The other thing here that I would really kind of cut for maybe like Yawgmoth or something else that would be more stonksy value here, maybe even Nightmare Shepherd, would be Sword of Forge and Frontier. I just wanted to experiment with it because I kind of feel like Sword of Body and Mind I absolutely love to put in pretty much just every deck because it makes sack fodder and it protects from, you know, Simic basically, which I think is very good to have tech for. But for this one specifically, I think it would be better in like a deck, like a red deck, where Exile is kind of like your card advantage. But here, it could be a little bit of a feels bad if we aren't able to cast those cards that we exile. Because again, if we're wanting to exile stuff with our commander, we want to be careful about like what we're exiling if we can't cast it, you know. So it was helpful for like filtering to try to get lands, but at one point, I did exile Blood Artist because I just didn't have enough mana to cast it after that. And I was just like, oh, this feels bad. So overall, I think that would be a very good cut here. And then I'm sure there's some other things y'all can think of, but that was one that like really, really jumped out at me. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of my wrap up here. And I hope you have a good one. Bye.